We're now going to move on to look at how to differentiate logarithmic functions, and specifically how to differentiate ln of a function, so ln of some stuff which is not just x. Let's have a look at how we do it. Alright, so to differentiate ln of some stuff, let's just remind ourselves how we differentiate ln of x. So if we have y equals ln x, we showed earlier that dy by dx, the derivative, the gradient, is 1 over x. Now there's a pattern emerging here in our chain rule work, which is that whenever we're differentiating a function of a function, so in this case ln of stuff, we basically do the same thing as if it was just ln of x, but we multiply by the derivative of what's going on here. So specifically what that means is that dy by dx is 1 divided by whatever that stuff was, but then multiply this by the derivative of whatever that stuff was. And this can be neatened up as the derivative of that stuff divided by that stuff. So it's actually a really neat formula for differentiating ln of x. Now it's actually useful to introduce some f of x notation here, which is to say if we've got y equals ln of f of x, ln of a function, then our derivative is f dashed of x over f of x. So it's actually a really beautiful one to differentiate. It's just the derivative of your stuff divided by your stuff. Let's have a look at a bunch of examples here. So if we want to differentiate this function here, which is ln of x cubed minus 4x plus 2, it is simply the derivative of this stuff, which is 3x squared minus 4, divided by this stuff, which is x cubed minus 4x plus 2. This function here, if we want to differentiate ln of sine x, it is simply the derivative of sine x, which is cos x, divided by the function itself, which is sine x. And that, as you might recognize, is cot x, which is pretty cool if you think about it, because if we differentiate ln of sine x, we get cot x. So the flip side of that is that the integral of cot x is a logarithmic trig function, which is nice because lns felt like it was a long way away from trigonometry. They didn't seem like they had much in common, but here's a link. Okay, let's apply this to the following question. Find the x-coordinate of the turning point of f of x if f of x is this: ln of e to the 2x minus x plus 1. So the turning point is when the derivative f dashed of x is 0. So what is that going to be? Well, it's the derivative of all of this stuff, which is 2e to the 2x minus 1, and all of that divided by this stuff, which is e to the 2x minus x plus 1. Okay, so we want to solve when is this equal to 0, and if you're ever solving a fraction equal to 0, then it's only the numerator that you need to think about. The numerator has to be 0. Okay, fractions are only equal to 0 when their numerators are 0. So really I'm just solving 2e to the 2x minus 1 equals 0. And we can solve this. 2e to the 2x equals 1. E to the 2x is therefore a half. And 2x is ln of a half. And at this stage, I mean, it didn't say so in the question, but sometimes a question will say, give your answer in the form a ln b, for example, where a and b are, sometimes they'll stipulate that they're integers, or maybe it would even say, give your answer in the form a ln 2. So a fairly common thing is to realize that ln of a half is the same as ln of 2 to the minus 1, which is minus ln 2. So sometimes it can be nice to represent that as minus ln 2, which means that x is minus a half ln 2. All right, so that's how we apply the chain rule to logarithmic functions. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.